believe in this disclosure and possible visits? Yes, I definitely do. I feel disclosure is close. What form that will take, I don't know, but I have been told by the 9 disclosure is forthcoming. Now, at the moment, a lot of disclosure about our extraterrestrial friends is coming forward with whistleblowers, and obviously we're picking that up with our own connections. The guys that I speak to, the 9, are extraterrestrial. You know, I communicate with an extraterrestrial group, and so do many who are channeling, whether they are channeling sort of ascended masters, spirits. They are extraterrestrial beings as well. And the disclosure, yes, I mean, will somebody actually stand on the television soon and say, look, everyone, you know, there are many extraterrestrials that have been operating with this planet for years? That's possible. Whether it will actually be on mainstream TV or whether it will come through the back door, internet radio, and eventually sort of more obscure channels and that sort of thing. It would be lovely if we could have absolute disclosure, but I do remember at one point I was asking the 9 about that, about why disclosure hasn't been given to us, and there are actually some quite valid reasons as to why it's not given that way. Now, there are some not valid reasons. We should be told this. It's our right to know. We're human beings on this planet, and it's our right to know what is true. But can you imagine if you were in power and had to make that decision? What we don't want is for disclosure to come too early in our ascension process for people collectively to then see the extraterrestrials as gods, as something outside of ourselves, that are saviors that are going to come in and save us all. That gives away our power. So that cannot be done that way. We can love our extraterrestrial brothers and sisters and cousins and our soul family that's intergalactic. We learn about that when we're ready, and we will always know when we learn about this that we have the power, that we are our own savior. We need to learn that collectively, because we are the ones that are going to change things on this planet. We are the ones that are going to do it. We can't give that power to a religious figure or an extraterrestrial group. It's in us. And that is one very valid reason why disclosure cannot be given to everybody simultaneously, because there are many who wouldn't take it in the way that would be most beneficial to the human race. What's most beneficial to the human race is for us to find these things out on our own. And that's one very important level, coming from the extraterrestrials of light that love us and don't want to interfere. But there is also the valid point that we have a right to know. That information is there. If we want to get out there and find it, it's there. It's there on the internet, it's there on the... And disclosure is occurring now slowly, dripping in little bits. And yes, I do see that increasing. And I do see more and more people every day awakening to the truth about our extraterrestrial brothers and sisters. Does Marilyn have any comments about what I just said, and where would those that work in magic kind of see that extraterrestrial energy and that sort of thing? Is that spoken about in magical circles?
Yes, it is, and you know, we'd love them to come on down as quickly as possible, get in touch. In the past, I have actually partaken in little rituals to invite alien beings down, if you like, to try and communicate. Can't really say whether they were successful or not, because we're still waiting, I guess, for a more positive breakthrough. And as you say, I think the powers that be are withholding a lot of information. I think it's mainly, though, to stop the masses panicking. I think a lot of people aren't ready for that information, and I think that's why we're not hearing too much about things other than what we know ourselves.
Yes, thank you, Marilyn. I agree. And also I feel there are a lot of people out there that are very desperate to have disclosure, very desperate to know when are we going to be told that we're not alone. And I completely understand that, and it's absolutely normal for us as starseeds to have that desperation. But I have to say, desperation is a block to manifestation. But one really needs to take a step back from that and think, well, okay, it's all right. I know that my extraterrestrial brothers and sisters exist. I know that they're there. And I will wait. And I will wait for the time to be right when everyone's told. And move into more of a letting go and allowing rather than a desperation and clinging. Because the letting go and allowing is what will bring you disclosure. Desperation for disclosure will block it. And of course, when you look collectively, right now there are many who are desperate for disclosure. They demand disclosure. They absolutely demand it, want it, and are angry because they're not getting it. And I can understand that, but unfortunately, those emotions are a block. Do you see what I'm kind of saying there?
Yes, I understand. Yeah. I mean, I just think that sometimes if we walk, if you like, to the edge of all the light that we have, and then we take that step, just a step into the darkness of the unknown, we can believe that one of two things maybe will happen. There'll be something solid for us to stand on, or we'll learn how to fly.
Yes, that's lovely.